Hey, my name is Douglas Thompson. I got something to show you today. It's not this. Put that aside here. It's not this. It is my note-taking abilities. I'm just joking. It's a Glock, as you can tell by the case. I'm very excited about this. This is my first brand new gun purchase. And ta-da! So it is the Glock 42. It's a 380. I'm not incredibly pleased about the caliber. I'm going to go over a short little story as to why I purchased it and over certain other guns I was looking at. So I was in the gun store. I was specifically going in to purchase a Glock 26. I've heard numerous good things about them. I have friends that own them and trust them and love them. But it was a bit out of my price range by a very, very little bit. I went in there wanting to spend like $400 to $450. Anyway, so I was in the gun store talking about it, and I was set on the Glock 26. You know, I told the guy I might have to wait to get, to purchase it and stuff. But then I saw this thing, and then I completely dismissed it. I had seen video of it at SHOT Show 2014. I was not interested at all whatsoever. But I saw it in the shop, and the guy's like, why don't you check out this if you're looking for a self-defense, for the future, concealed carry, pocket defense gun or whatever, and you're looking for a smaller frame, why don't you take a look at the Glock 42? And I was like, nah, I've researched it and I'm not interested at all. And so I walked out of the store, went to the bank with intention of trying to talk the guy down, because people like cash, and if they see cash, they might go down in price a little bit. So I was going to try to not weasel him out of some money, but I was trying to get the gun I wanted for as low of a price as possible. And so I walked back in the store, like I said, with the intention of getting that 26. He wouldn't budge on the price, and I was walking out of the store kind of disappointed, and I saw this again, and I'm like, you know what? Let me see that Glock 42. That size is pretty appealing. As soon as I held it in my hands, I immediately fell in love with it. I have long fingers, somewhat, but I have sort of like slimmer hands. Like sort of piano playing hands, if you'd call them that. So when I wrapped my hands around it, it felt like I could get like a nice solid grip. Compared to the 26, the perceived length of the pistol grip, it feels much shorter. The 26 feels much shorter than the 42. Like, so when you put your hand around it, like your fingers are kind of like out to here, because there's a double stack magazine on the 26, and this is a single stack. The biggest benefit and also the biggest downside to the gun is that it's a single stack. It's a great feeling gun. I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet. Unfortunately, I will be in the coming weeks. I've been pretty busy with work and whatnot, and I do know that's kind of an amateur thing to do, to purchase a pretty much fresh on the market gun without any experience with it, or any time on a range, or wherever you like to practice. But I just fell in love with it, and regardless of its quirks and its downfalls, I love how it feels in my hand, and I think that's one of the most important things. It's easy to, if I needed to hide it or something, it would be easy to hide it. It may not look like very small in this video. I have an airsoft gun right here, and I know you real steel people are going to hate me at this point. But this is a comparison. This is a 1911 sort of copy, and if you can see the size difference, it's pretty substantial. Until you like hold it in your hands, it's kind of hard to tell how much smaller it actually is. But it's a very small pistol. Now, so it comes with 2 magazines, which I was also kind of disappointed about, because I heard the Gen 4s for certain models come with 3 magazines, and the Gen 3s come with 2. So I was a bit disappointed to find out that this one only comes with 2 for some reason. I don't know why. I guess, I don't know why it only comes with 2. I'm disappointed about that, but it's a great little gun. It feels great. Everything feels super solid on it. The trigger pull is very nice. It's a typical sort of Glock trigger from what I've researched. So it's what you'd come to expect. I just knew I had to get a Glock, and I got my very own Glock. So I'm really happy about it. Let's go over like some of the things that come with it. Obviously, it comes with a case. The case is pretty nice. I don't expect it to be in this case its whole life, but for now it's perfect. This doesn't come with it, and I haven't even shot these yet, so I don't even know if they cycle in the gun properly. But I figured, like I was at the gun store, and I'm like, I'm not gonna buy a gun and then have no ammo to run in it. That'd be stupid. I bought it for self-defense purposes. What's the point in buying a gun if you don't have ammo to run it immediately? So it came with I don't know if this is standard procedure. It probably is. I have never bought a new gun before. I've had experience with used guns mostly. Anyway, it comes with some of the empty cartridges that were fired to test the pistol, which I thought was really cool. At first I was kind of like, they shot my gun, my brand new gun. It's not really brand new, but it makes sense. I mean, they got to test it out to make sure it works, and they can't sell it otherwise. It comes with a cleaning rod. It's pretty cool design. This unscrews here, and then you can stick a cloth through this little loophole and swab it out if it's all dirty, and then throw this thing on there if it got some buildup of some sort. So that's cool. It comes with whatever paperwork. I haven't even opened this. I don't even know what it is. Safety stuff. I've been around guns and been shooting guns since I was like 6 or 7, so I'm more than familiar with safety things. Don't point the gun at your face. I know that. So not to discount the importance of safety, but and not to say you can't always practice and make yourself a better and more safety conscious shooter, but I'm familiar with guns. So let's throw this stuff aside, and this was $20, by the way, for 25 rounds. It's a lot more expensive than airsoft, that's for sure. Anyway, so I guess magazines. There's 6-round magazines. As I was saying, it's the biggest downfall and the biggest advantage. The biggest advantage being that you can, make a much smaller gun, but it's only 6 rounds. So that's cool. The gun itself, it's very lightweight. I'll do a quick takedown for you. So what you'd want to do is, for the takedown, is obviously check the chamber, confirm that it's unloaded. You pull the trigger off in a safe direction, just in case, even though I just clearly checked. But it's good to be safe. So you want to just pull back a very little bit, like about 1/8 of an inch or maybe less, and pull down these takedown pins on the left and the right. Just pull them down, and you can slide the slide off and take the dual recoil spring out. It's a cool design. Take the barrel out. And there's a slide, and the firing pin, the little thing that does its job. The finish is very nice on the slide, if I can add that, and the sights are adequate for its size. The lower frame is super light. It feels like a toy. But that's good. It's a lightweight gun, and makes it that much easier. And when the magazines are inside, the pistol grip is actually easier to grip because it adds that little bit of extra. So that's always nice. When you first hold the gun unloaded, you're like, oh, it's a pretty small pistol grip. You can pretty much only comfortably get 2 fingers on there, and that pinky's just floating. But it kind of gives it a little bit you know, you can actually, if you can see, you can actually get your fingers on there, unless you got like fat fingers. No offense if you got fat fingers, but if you got fat fingers, you know, it's going to be a problem for you. So that's all there is to the, you know, the basic takedown. Oops, I'm trying to do this while looking at the camera here. One thing to note, I thought I had a problem with my gun. I wasn't entirely familiar with the takedown. You want to make sure that this recoil spring is all the way seated in the lowest position. That's one thing. I kind of found that out hard way. Got it kind of stuck in there. One thing I was doing when I was first taking down the pistol, and I didn't really research how to do it. I've seen other people do it, and I just kind of emulated what they did, and I was wrong. It still worked. I still, you know, took it down, but so I'm going to show you the process I did. Check the chamber, fired in a safe direction. I'll do the sights for you just so you can act like you're shooting the gun yourself. And I was actually pulling the slide back about an inch, about, like, you know, if you do an approximation, like where the takedown pin is to the U. And then I was sliding it forward, and then I was like, well, why'd my trigger reset? And then I would notice that, you know, it's like it wanted to go forward. And then at this point, you can actually pull the trigger and, you know, it comes apart. So I thought there was actually something wrong with my gun, and I called Glock, and I'm a super noob. And they're like, oh, well, actually, you know, you just got to stop being an idiot, and, you know, your gun will come apart properly. Anyway, so yeah, don't do that. It doesn't hurt the gun. I even asked Glock, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't hurt the gun. Just, you know, it's not you're adding an extra step unnecessarily. So it's a very cool gun. I'll show you the gun a little bit closer up here so you can maybe see the finish. And as I said before, I haven't shot the gun yet, so it's literally brand new. Let's say like some of the copper lubricant or whatever Glock has on there. There's no external safety besides the trigger itself. But really, I mean, do you need one? I mean, I know redundancy is the key to safety, but if you're holding the gun and you make the mistake of pulling the trigger, I mean, it's you know, it's your fault, not the gun's fault for not having a safety right here. It doesn't need that. I know probably a lot of people will disagree with me, but I don't really understand the whole safety on the trigger thing. If something's pushing on the trigger hard enough to make it fire, it's most likely going to be in here, and you know, the sweet spot for the trigger is kind of in the middle. So whatever it is would, you know, in my opinion, you know, maybe I could be wrong, you know, would probably land right where it allows it to fire. I just think it's kind of it's one of those things like where I feel like manufacturers just added it in to be like, and guess what, guys, we have an extra feature that other guns don't have. You know, it's kind of one of those things. I feel like I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me on that, but I just think it's unnecessary, really. I'm glad it's there on this pistol, since, you know, there is no external safety. It's just, you know, I guess it's cool to have some kind of safety on your gun, but really, you know, it's whatever. It could go either way. Anyway, so I'm not sure what else to go over. The pistol, you know, I went over the externals, the semi-internals. The functions of the pistol are just like any other Glock, pretty much. You know, it's a really cool little pistol, and I really look forward to shooting it and getting some time with it, you know. Anyway, so if you have any questions that I'm able to answer, I haven't shot it yet, so I haven't felt like the recoil, or you know, I haven't gone through, you know, thousands of rounds with it to test its reliability. But that's the reason I got it, is a Glock, and I trust the Glock name. I've done a lot of research, and, you know, I definitely knew it was what I wanted. So Get in touch with me if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed checking out my new pistol. I'm very proud of it, and I look forward to doing some shooting with it. So again, my name is Douglas Thompson. Get in touch with me if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you.